To answer your question from earlier,
We're
it's the
live.
vagina that smells. It's not the blood. Oh shit!
That was live.
Dude, put the intro music. Where's the music at?
Yeah,
It's not yet in the budget.
not yet in the budget.
No.
That was live. We are live.
We
And
gotta,
hello, everyone. And welcome to this week's edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and I am joined on the other end of the tin cannon string by a very, very lewd man who's very, very busy, Eric Wade.
yeah. What's up, everybody? And I just made a bunch of sales too, so I'm all giddy about. It's all angle. I feel like I'm in a mosh pit right now, and I'm standing completely still.
That's cool. And we also have EZ joining us back this week, hopefully feeling better.
I'm back, and I'm better
Yeah.
than ever.
Hopefully feeling
This
better
man is
after
fully
his
vaxxed.
vaccination.
Fully vaxxed.
I haven't had any, other than the really crappy headaches last week, I actually haven't had any side effects from the last few days.
That's good.
So,
Yeah,
That
it's
is
the
very
lucky.
lesson here is, get your health care from Canada. You'll live longer.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. All right, so we have quite a bit to discuss today. We got an Impact pay-per-view. We got the go-home week for AEW Dynamite going into Blood and Guts with some big announcements. We have a little bit of NXT, and we have an amazing match that just took place on SmackDown. This is a special Friday edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. If you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I met these two guys at All In Starcast. We love wrestling, became friends through wrestling. We love talking about wrestling with other passionate wrestling fans like each and every one of you out there. However, just like each and every one of you out there, our opinions are just like that of a regular wrestling fan. We're just like all of you. We avoid insider terms because at the end of the day, we're not insiders. We are not wrestlers. We are just marks. And, well, the big news of the week, Impact Wrestling Rebellion.
Yeah. My
Mhm.
highlight of the week of wrestling for me.
I mean,
And reportedly the most successful Impact pay-per-view in years.
Ever. Yeah.
well, to me, the highlight of wrestling for the week just happened. But when I see this is
Well, we can't count that. Hardly anyone's seen it, or normally the show is on Thursday.
true, but in this situation, it happened mere.
God, I'm so jealous too. By the way, you went to a really cool indie show that
Yeah.
that happened.
And a fight. I'm going to an indie show again tomorrow. So if you're going to be at Stride Pro Wrestling tomorrow, I'll also be there.
Jesus, not bragging. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just jealous because I wish I was. I wish I could go, and they don't have the ones in my area anymore, so I'm sad.
Get on that plane. Come here, man. We got shows for days. Or at
I'm
least a little
going
bit.
up north in a month, so I got to do.
Shit. Well, so getting back to the task at hand here, the Impact pay-per-view. Look, a lot of people really liked it, and I'm not gonna say it was a bad pay-per-view, but I guess I'm just not seeing what the internet's seeing because I thought it was okay.
All right. Well, to be fair, this was my first official Impact TNA, whatever you want to call it. This was my first official pay-per-view that I actually sat down and watched from them. Even back in AJ Styles era, Samoa Joe era, whatever, I watched back then because I remember the 6-sided ring and all that stuff, whatever.
Right.
If I'm thinking 8-sided ring, if I'm saying that right. So I remember all that cool stuff. I remember TNA being a thing. I remember all that, whatever. But I never watched pay-per-views. I was never enticed to like this, where it was like, oh, dude, but Kenny's going to be in it versus the champ and whatever. And as far as even the night before, whatever, I think you even said like, oh man, this is a stacked card, and it felt like a big draw pay-per-view, which is cool. And even for them being a smaller company, whatever, I felt like the thing across the board was good. I didn't get to see everything live. I had to go back and watch some things or here and there, whatever. But this is, I think, where opinions kind of differ is that cover your ears, easy. I didn't pay for this one, but you did, So you might
Yeah.
have a little bit of a
Yes.
harsher opinion
Yes.
because and I can
You're
see
gonna
that.
sound like I'm offended by people who watch pay-per-view for free.
I'm just reaching. I'm reaching for the laugh.
True.
Right, but
But-
no, but that's exactly like I was gonna say this. This was a point I wanted to make. I said if this would have been a WWE pay-per-view that was included in my Peacock subscription, I'd been going, all right, good little show, whatever. The fact that I am out, I paid, I split the cost with, a couple other people, but still ended up paying around, $20 for this show.
and that's still a lot because
Yeah,
the monthly subscriptions are usually $10 across the board, not just
yeah.
WWE.
Well,
Network,
and the
but
monthly
any-
subscriptions, like when WWE has a shitty show, hey,
But nowadays, like, what do you want to watch the whole new series of WandaVision for $10 a month, or do you want to watch one bad pay per view for double that?
well, yeah, exactly. But what I'm getting at is like, okay, so WWE has a shit pay per view on Peacock. With Peacock, I still get The Office. I still get Parks and Recreation. I get old pay per views. I get old takeovers. I get old WCW. I get old ECW. I get the old WWF from whenever I was a kid. So even if I have if there's a bad WWE pay per view, I mean, like, we'll get on here and be like, oh, it sucks. What the fuck? But still, for my $9.99 a month with Peacock, I still get. I'm okay with it. I can get over a bad or a subpar pay per view a lot quicker than I can with Impact or even AEW for that matter. This show, to me, was like one of those good little WWE pay-per-views that, when they're included in your subscription, you're fine with. But whenever you're out $20 for a one and done, I'm a little salty. And in fact, you can call me McDonald's fries. I'm a lot salty. There was some good stuff on this card that I liked. I liked the triple threat X Division championship match.
I thought it was a great opening match.
That's a great opening match. I enjoyed Gallows and Anderson versus FinJuice. I was really surprised with the.
That was the one I didn't get to see live.
I really enjoyed that match. I was really surprised because I honestly thought there was going to be some shenanigans. Like, I thought the Young Bucks were going to cost FinJuice the Impact titles. Maybe have FinJuice come to AEW. That's what I was kind of hoping to see.
Please.
But we didn't get
even
that.
like Easy, but even as Easy said, even another New Japan run-in would have been awesome because they're kind of promising on that whole thing of like, oh, the door's open and
Right.
you don't know what you're going to see, but at the same time, it's like, well, where are these teams or where are these guys? But if FinJuice is here and if they're retaining the title, that was a perfect opportunity for another
Right.
off-brand tag team, like you're saying, the Young Bucks, where it's like, whoa, like now we have two different promotions going for the tag teams for this promotion, but that makes it exciting. People are going to hate on the line for sure, but that makes it exciting because it's like you have to tune in to see what happens next.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But here's kind of, I don't know. To me, the show just was not. It didn't really. It was okay. I guess I just expected more. Because I hear
there were some matches like you're saying. There were some matches I saw where I was like, okay, this is kind of just, this isn't the greatest, or even I was like, okay, this is just at best, this is okay. House show kind of material, or like, one comment I read that's just hard to get out of your head is like glorified house show. This is a glorified house show on pay-per-view.
I wouldn't
But
go
it's like,
that
yeah,
far. I wouldn't go that far.
But wasn't NWA too? Like when they had tried to have their big pay-per-view a year ago. Fuck, at this point. But
I think the only the difference between NWA and Impact is NWA kind of knew its role. To me, like the fan bases as a whole kind of knew the NWA's role a little bit more. The NWA is kind of like, hey, do you still like the old school wrestling? This is the show for you. And they make no bones about the fact that we're old school. Like if you want to see Young Bucks this is not the show for you. If you want to see Japanese strong style, this is not the show for you. Whereas Impact was kind of putting it out there that they're as good as AEW. Maybe not like intentionally, but like with all this build and all this hype and this co-promotion, I feel like, speaking for myself, I had a lot more expectations, especially when I know people who follow Impact a little bit more closely were saying like, oh, these guys are so great, this is going to be really, really good.
Right.
And to me, the biggest disappointment of a match was the main event.
Yeah, see, I think this is where we part the most too, because I get your point of well, shit, you didn't even say anything yet. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, basically, I just felt like, look, I'm not people botch moves, people fuck up. I'm not gonna say that all of them can ruin a match, but like, to me, Rich Swann was not on his game in the slightest.
Yeah.
Like, he was not. He was fucking up left and right. His time to. I compared, I mentioned NWA being old school. I'm gonna go do an old school analogy for everybody. Back in the old territory days, the NWA champion would go around the territories that were under the NWA banner and defend against the top guy to try and make them a star. He would go to Ric Flair or Harley Race would go to, or Dusty Rhodes would go to Dallas and wrestle on the Von Erichs, and then they would go to the, Mid-South and wrestle, Terry Taylor, or they would go to the Carolinas and they would wrestle whoever. They would go to all the different places and wrestle somebody new, and hopefully have a good match with them where they get by on the skin of their teeth and turn the other person into a superstar. Rich Swann was not turned into a superstar last night. Rich Swann went to the old adage that I would hear a lot of people like JR mention a lot is, JR would say, like, there were guys from these small territories that would get put in the ring with Ric Flair and wouldn't be able to, you could tell they had no business being in the ring with Ric Flair. They just weren't on his level. And I never quite understood what JR meant by that. To me, it was always like, well, Ric Flair's Ric Flair. He's going to make him look good. And I guess, Ric Flair more often than not did. Just like Kenny Omega made Rich Swann look better than he was. Rich Swann didn't come out of this thing making me go like, oh, man, what a match with Kenny Omega. That Rich Swann, he's got the future. I walked out there going like, wow, Rich Swann is here. Kenny Omega is way the fuck up here. Rich Swann is not a top guy. He could not keep up with Kenny. He was messing up all of his moves. He was dropping Kenny on his head half the time. There was some good stuff there, but like, I'm sorry, I didn't see anything good in this match. I saw a carry job.
But that's exactly why I love the matches, because I'm leaning into all that. Yeah, Rich Swann fucking sucks, and yeah, this was his chance to be a top guy because he had his chance, and everyone, like, if he would have won the WWE Championship in WWE around the same time period, if he would have never got fired, whatever, people would have chanted, "Oh, you deserve it," and whatever. They would have been backing him, or "Where's Rich Swann's chance?" And they would have been behind it, whatever. This is his chance to run with it, and like I'm saying, or like you're saying, he's not that great, and he did fuck up a lot of spots, and he did. Maybe he was nervous, maybe whatever. He knew the repercussions of this, whatever. But that's why the right guy won. That's why Kenny came out on top, because it's like, dude, I swept this floor with this independent little shit fucking pissant company. If any company is going to be the starting point to Kenny's title run of collecting the belts, why wouldn't it be this one, where it's like starting at the bottom and then working up? So if he starts at the bottom and Impact is literally like the first rung of the ladder, and imagine where this goes from here or whatever, that's kind of where I'm like, dude, this match is cool because, yeah, Rich Swann fucked up or whatever, but that's why he didn't win either. So it's like, but I get that it wasn't that great of a match, and it wasn't, it wasn't clean, or it might like be slippery on the ropes and stuff at some points I noticed, but it's just like, it was good enough to hit the marks it needed to, and I'm sure looking back on it later or whatever, it'll hindsight always makes matches a little bit better, or whatever. When you don't have like how you're saying with the Japan shows, if I hear the winner, I might not necessarily wouldn't enjoy the match when I watch it finally 3 months later.
Right.
Kind of one of those things. When you watch it later, you might be like, oh, that was a good match, or that was whatever, or I can see the highlights in it more so. But I think it was cool and achieved what it needed to, but also I'm just excited for what it all means or brings forward, like more than anything else too. So maybe I was watching it kind of too with like sugar in my eyes on my little sunglasses I was wearing watching that night. But
I mean, that's
thought
fair,
it was
but
pretty
like,
cool.
I guess it was just kind of like, so I paid $20 for that. Like, I'm okay with Kenny winning clean. I'm okay with I'm okay with that. But like, there should have been
Oh,
a
that
few
was the other
moments.
thing too, is it was completely clean. Yeah, that what everyone making the deal of it now on the internet, whatever. But I didn't expect it to be clean. I was surprised it was clean, but I didn't I didn't jump for joy being like, oh my god, or like whatever. I was just like, oh, that's
Right.
cool. Aubrey didn't cheat. They
Yeah.
didn't fucking.
The highlight of that whole thing was, Tony Khan saying Aubrey Edwards was an honest official, and Britt Baker putting out a tweet that, oh, how funny! He says that Aubrey Edwards is an honest official. That was my favorite part of that whole thing. But like, it wasn't a bad pay-per-view, but I'm salty I'm out $20 instead of just like a $10 that I would normally pay. And I'm like, oh, that pay-per-view sucked. I can go back and watch, WrestleMania 19 that didn't suck. Or I can go back and watch, SummerSlam 2002 that didn't suck. Or I can go watch TakeOver New York that we went to and that didn't suck. I'm just like, well, I'm stuck with a $20 Impact pay-per-view that I have no desire to ever watch again in my life.
I am enjoying Peacock. It's just a little hard to navigate. Sometimes
Yes.
like I'll input back or something and it won't go back. It's like, what the hell? I don't get it. Is that you could do? I'm using it on PS4. I don't know.
See, I'm using it on Roku. I don't know how it is on PS4, but I will say I prefer the old WWE Network way of doing things. But yeah, like it was. Like I said, I don't want to say that it was a terrible pay-per-view. It wasn't terrible.
Well, but
for what I paid for it, for like in the circumstance, yeah, I'd say I'm pretty disappointed with it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I was looking forward to it too. Like I think they hyped it. No, they didn't hype it like AEW hyped the whole fucking. This is going to be the greatest death match you've ever seen, and this is going to be a crazy signing that you've never even thought of. They didn't hype it like that,
right?
But I thought it was well advertised. I thought it was cool.
I mean, it did good for Impact, and that's cool. It reminds me of what I said about Impact after we kind of reviewed it after all this started happening, and Kenny made his first appearance on Impact Wrestling. I said that night, if this is supposed to make me want to watch Impact every week, it didn't work. If this is supposed to make me want to keep buying Impact pay-per-views, it didn't work. I mean, I am interested in Kenny Omega, but I mean, I don't condone piracy, but it's like, if I can't get more people to go in on this pay-per-view with me next time, I'm not going to buy it. I'll buy it after the fact. If I hear other people say, oh yeah, you should probably check out the Omega whoever match. If I hear that it's better than the last one, I might consider buying it after the fact. But I'm not paying any more than $10, $5, something in that range, $5 to $10 for an Impact pay-per-view again.
Model, dude, that's an old school model. Pay-per-views are old school model. That's a '90s, early 2000 thing. Where nowadays it just doesn't work because WWE pretty much made it obsolete when they started doing the network. Where it's like, oh, for $10 a month you get a pay-per-view plus all that stuff, or maybe even or three, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
You have NXT. You have, lesser pay-per-view leading to a bigger one, whatever, sometimes. So it's a great value, and especially with Peacock now, they have shows and all that, whatever. So I get it, where it's like, man, why would I spend money on this when especially if I weren't happy with it. It's like that's the biggest rub where it's like at the end of the day, if you thought it was like a subpar pay per view, then yeah, it's just like not worth the
I
value.
mean,
But
it's like even. It's just I don't. It didn't get hyped up as it didn't get hyped up as much as Revolution, to where like Revolution left a bad taste in my mouth. But I just remember kind of thinking like, well, if they could have scaled back on a little bit of the hype, I wouldn't have been so pissy. This is like kind of one of those like. Even the level of hype it got was overhyped to me. Like, the build-up was well done, but it just didn't deliver. Like, it didn't deliver. That is my opinion. That has been my opinion of TNA since 2010. TNA, Impact, whatever. It doesn't deliver. And last Sunday was no exception to that rule, in my opinion. I'm going to get crucified for saying that, but that's just how I feel.
right. Because I honestly don't think Kenny's gonna get much more than what was that noise? I don't think Kenny's gonna get much more than a belt more than or two, whatever. What other company do you think he would get a belt from?
I mean, there's DDT, there's New Japan, there's
ML
MLW, but I'm hearing MLW is going to start working with WWE. More on that later.
But you're saying like Ring of Honor doesn't want to work with these guys.
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
New Japan. Do you think because if Kenny wins New Japan, that's not going to be a pissant match like you're saying it was
with him and Ospreay?
Like,
yeah,
hey.
yeah, that'd be a big deal. My feelings on the current state of New Japan aside, yeah, that would be a big deal.
Wait, what about NWA?
I don't know.
I can picture that being third.
I wouldn't mind seeing the NWA.
Kenny Omega holding the 10 pounds of gold.
Like that would be. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Don't get me wrong, but like I also, the NWA seems to really. They're really big on Nick Aldis, and I don't see just. I could be wrong, but with what I know of the NWA, I don't see the person to finally dethrone Nick Aldis, who beat Cody for the belt after All In. That's how long he's held that belt. Granted, there was a pandemic and all, but still, he's held that belt for that long. I don't see the person to dethrone villain Nick Aldis on NWA. I don't see it just being kind of I don't see it just being the person doing that, just being Kenny to have it as a prop to carry around on AEW. I see the NWA maybe playing that one a little bit, closer to the vest and going, nah, one of our guys is gonna win it, or if the person who's gonna win it is gonna represent the NWA a little bit more than just look at belt number 5. I could be wrong. We could see it happen, and we could see Kenny go, yeah, I have this lame belt. Some guy named Jim Cornette likes it. Fuck this thing. I'm not saying.
Oh.
That might happen, but I could also see
that would be so fucking funny.
But I could also see NWA going like, yeah, no, you're not gonna be the one to beat Nick Aldis. Like we're not Impact, and we're not gonna let you just take over the whole company.
All right.
So transitioning out of that, we'll talk a little Dynamite here a little bit earlier in the show, and this was a good, not great episode of Dynamite, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I'm feeling the frustration.
I said it was good, not great.
No, it is great. It is good, but it's just like, fuck, what more? It's just another great episode where it's like, I'm looking for things to pick apart, but there is nothing to pick apart. So it's like one of those annoying bitches that you talk to where they're just like super preppy and shit. And there's like, why are you so happy all the time? Like, there's going to be something that bothers you. There's going to be something, whatever. This is Dynamite at this point where it's like, dude, it's just the same shit over and over where I'm getting kind of sick of it because it's just, it's going to be good, but none of these storylines are kind of going further. Rather than Miro, that's the only thing I'm going for. Like,
there's a couple things that I took away that was really good. First of all, that I am excited for Blood and Guts next week, and that's going to be. They have done a good job hyping up Blood and Guts, and the promo they do in the middle of the show, that was good.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's the thing I'm feeling where it's like they're building up to something. So this is feeling frustrating for me. Where it's like,
I also feel like some of the storylines, like somebody hit shuffle on accident, and then suddenly we're like, wait, okay, this is going on, then suddenly this is going on, or at the same time as this has been happening already. So it's like,
dude, how
Right.
can we compete?
what?
How can we compete with Pokemon snapping? You know, everyone's late because they're playing Pokemon. They're snapping.
Yeah.
Because
There's a new Pokemon
Suddenly-
Snap. Sweet. That's
I gotta
good.
go.
Suddenly, you know,
I'm gonna go play it. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
because suddenly, like the opening match with Brian Cage, like
No,
shockingly being
let's talk about that. Like, because
No,
I
that-
thought
okay,
that
so
was
I-
good. I liked that.
Okay, I was
No,
rolling
that was
my
a great
eyes
match.
because I was like, "Fuck, Hangman again. He's gonna win again, drink beers again, walk to the stage again," and then he lost, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, yeah."
Yeah, even
like,
I was
let's
shocked.
talk about that because that was the first positive in my opinion. Where I was
Right.
like, "Okay, shake up time because
Well, remember
it's becoming formulaic." But
Yes.
this is a good shake up.
Haven't they also been teasing that Team Taz might be breaking themselves up?
They've been kind of doing that, but here's something else I thought was interesting. The last few weeks I've been saying, because on commentary they've been saying like, "Oh, well, Hangman might be going for the belt soon," and I'm like, too early for that money match. You know, give Kenny some filler title defenses against your Christians, your whatevers.
Yeah, but Hangman needs something. He can't just be.
Well,
drinking
but
beer.
I say all out.
but here's what I'm saying is, okay, so now that Hangman's been beaten by Brian Cage, let Hangman feud with Team Taz for a couple months.
Right.
Let Hangman, like, give us Hangman versus
Oh man, him and Sammy will be fire.
or him and Ricky Starks. Give him and him
Oh,
and Brian
not
Cage.
Sammy Stars. I'm sorry.
Yeah, him and Powerhouse Hobbs. Do a little bit of that to like still kind of get some build. You know, maybe do Dark Order versus Team Taz. You know, you can do some stuff like that. All the while, like, Kenny can pad his resume. This is a match that needs to happen, like, at All Out. Like, there needs to be, like, a Double or Nothing is at the end. For all intents and purposes, Double or Nothing is a month away. Hangman versus Kenny needs more than 1 month of really quick build. Hangman versus Kenny at a pay-per-view needs, like, the summer to simmer. And I feel
Right.
like maybe we're going to get that now. I didn't think we were going to get that until Brian Cage, I thought this was... I'm not Vince Russo. I don't like swerves for the sake of swerves. But I thought sometimes a swerve can be good. This, to me, reminded me of, like, when Brody Lee just destroyed Cody out of nowhere. Like, this was like, whoa, didn't expect that. But that's good.
He said he's at Applebee's.
Ray's at
Is he
Applebee's.
taking orders? What do you guys want? I'll take a Cobb salad.
I will take. I will take the quesadilla and the beer cheese dip with the pretzels. That sounds good to me right now.
I like the quesadilla burger at Applebee's.
Actually, I'm on
Funny,
keto, so you
so-
got to give me a steak and some broccoli. That's about all I can have right now. I'm keto
So-
until Squared Circle Expo.
Right.
Great.
So
Tell
obviously
the
they have
waitress we're
to-
ketoing.
So obviously they have to update the rankings a little bit because with Hangman's loss, do you know who's number 2 on the rankings?
Thank Christian.
Orange Cassidy.
Oh,
No.
nice.
Now, this actually gave me an idea. Cassidy, Omega, just
That would be.
what if? Just
Oh no,
one match.
I'm for that. I'm for that.
One match.
I am for
Even
that.
if Cassidy loses, just
Well,
one
okay,
match.
well, wait a
sounds
minute.
amazing.
Cassidy has to lose.
Yeah.
Cassidy has to lose. It's too soon for Kenny.
Cassidy.
It's too soon for Kenny to lose that
Cassidy,
belt. And I love Orange Cassidy, but he's not ready for the title yet either.
I
If Hangman
Obviously
Page,
not.
the biggest breakout AEW original, isn't ready for the title, then Orange Cassidy isn't ready. But I'd be for Orange. Give me Orange Cassidy at Double or Nothing against Kenny. Give me Christian in the summer. Give me Hangman at All Out. Boom.
But if Cassidy's one of those guys where he can lose 7 out of 10 matches and he'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as he wins those once in a while and,
I-
and it's a surprise, whatever, people will be still. He doesn't need nothing soon. But
I mean, his match with
keep him in the
Penta
pocket.
was fantastic, which we'll get to later. I thought it was
we'll get to
fun.
later. But first, there was another fantastic match, and one that made my little St. Louis wrestling heart proud. The Young Bucks versus the Seidel brothers. By the time I got to go to independent shows in the area, Matt Seidel had already signed to WWE and become Evan Bourne, but his brother Mike was wrestling all over the Southern Illinois and St. Louis area. Got to see him on several occasions. He knew me by my real name. Whenever I got to meet him, and he's a really cool dude, and he's a really nice guy, and he's a very talented guy, and was really, really, really excited to see him, getting to have a match on primetime national TV for a major promotion against the top tag team in the world right now, the Young Bucks. Maybe not the best tag team in the world, but at least as far as the champions of the promotion was the best tag division in the world. So there you go.
They got rid of their pure white gear. Now they're black gear. So now they're more heelish.
Yeah. This was a really good match.
Did anyone notice Matt did a little split move as a little throwback to Mortal Kombat?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But
no, he did the splits and did like the low blow. It's like looked at the camera, was like, "Did you see that?" It's like, "Oh, for God's sake!" It's like,
new movies out. All the wrestlers love it because
people just
they
wanting
probably
me to
know
watch
all
the
the
Mortal Kombat movie or something. It's like,
I hear it's good, but Johnny Cage isn't in it, so I will wait till it is streaming.
Wait, seriously, Johnny Cage isn't in the new Mortal Kombat?
He is not.
And I think that's dumb.
Yeah, Johnny Cage is my guy. It's like Mike Seidel, and happy to see him get his spots in. Good match.
Rumor is Johnny Cage is going to be the Miz.
I hope not.
That'd be cool. No, fuck that. I wish it is. I want to see more WWE. You know who okay, sidetrack. Just sidebar really quick. When Spider-Man was going to come out, or no, the Venom movie, not the Sony one.
Yeah.
I wanted Brock Lesnar to play it because I was like, dude, not only does he look the part, he already has the name.
True. Yeah, Brock. Yeah.
He's a size, and when he screeches or squelches or whatever he does, he screams like a pig. That's the kind of noise Venom would make and shit like that. So it's like, dude, Brock Lesnar is the perfect actor. And if you're going to put him against a guy like Tom Holland or whatever, dude, that's like, it's right straight from the comics. Perfect.
Right. So, back to this match. Great match. Hope to see more out of Mike in the future. Congratulations to him for a big Dynamite match. After the match, it has been made official that Kazarian and Daniels, SCU, have one more shot. Have one more shot at the titles.
By the way, they have their toys coming out with the titles. First tag team champions from the AEW.
Yeah.
Their toys are going to come with the belt. Pretty dope. SCU all the way.
Yeah, but Scorpio Sky with the belt, not Daniels. So I don't know. The Young Bucks are going to break up SCU, and I'm going to be very sad. But hey, that would be if you want to continue establishing the Young Bucks as bad guys, having them split up SCU is the way to do it. So
this is some WWE level shit because Scorpio Sky is starting a tag team with Ethan Page. They're arguing about what their tag team name should be. Should it be Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, or Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page? It's like, yeah, I get it. It's a funny joke. WWE would have done that too, but why? Why are you guys doing it? This is stupid. He grabbed the brass ring, and now that he's in the tag team, WWE, we, like how you're saying, we would be ripping this apart.
Right. I agree. Like, that's the best you can come up with, the Ethan Page. I mean, they did... Well, we'll get to that later, but first we got to talk to Orange Cassidy and Penta El Zero Miedo. I liked this match a lot. It was a really good match. Really liked how Orange Cassidy worked. Yeah, just not really a whole lot you can say other than good win for Orange Cassidy. Good match. Yeah, just what else can you really say about it other than good match? Check it out. This is one of those things where it's like. All I can
say about it is Orange Cassidy's T-shirt is now on sale on my Mercari page with Hangman Page shirt, brand new, unworn, both extra large, $40.
Okay, go to his Mercari page.
That's right.
They had the blood and guts parlay again. Like, this is just a great segment between both the everybody in the inner circle, everybody in the pinnacle. It's a good segment. Check it out. Like, there's nothing that the three of us could say that could do it justice. Like, the only thing that you
And
can
it
do.
didn't end in a brawl, which that's a rarity.
I know that was,
Promos
and that
today.
added to it. But it was just one of those, like, just go see it.
I loved it.
We could say everything word for word, but that would be a disservice to the segment. Go check the segment
Let's
out.
do that. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it for a
Yeah.
skit. We'll do everything word for word, and we'll do it for one of your charity things. I haven't been able to donate to that thing, but we'll do it for one of those.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would take part in that challenge, but y'all let me
Well,
down.
this is the new challenge. Send me the link, and then I'll donate. But then we'll do this for the thing.
I got this idea from Dasha and Pentagon's new manager. But yeah. So
Let's
anyway,
do it. Word for word, the Athletic Geeks promo. We can get Jedi. We can get you.
no,
me.
it would be funnier if we quoted like
TV.
another promo. If we like quoted some like ridiculously bad promo, like the
Scott
Undertaker.
Steiner's
Oh,
math
wait,
promo.
I got one
Scott Steiner
promo. I
math
know
or
you're-
Undertaker, lizard boots and snakeskin necktie promo. That one. That's the one we do.
No, one promo I would love to see you recite word for word when Shawn Michaels is in Montreal. It's like, "Who's your daddy, Montreal?"
Oh, I get to make fun of Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart. Sign me up.
And
Do you have
Canada.
a guitar? We can do the Kumbaya promo with Austin
Crack hard, and I don't care.
Angle.
Yeah. But so next one we get more continuation of the John Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus Kenny Omega, and they blackmailed Kenny Omega to a tag match with his partner being Michael Nakazawa. Nakazawa.
Why?
Poor Michael Nakazawa. You kind of look like him right now with your headset and your Apple with your.
Oh wait,
tablet.
I'm sorry. Wait, no, he's got a new name. It's MT Nakazawa because we can't say Michael. I don't know,
I don't know.
but
He wears a
I
headset.
understand.
why? Really?
iPad.
Yeah.
Tablet.
You want to? All you want is a stupid tag match with Omega. You don't want to go
Well-
after his belts. I mean, I get it. AEW's like trying to like.
Yeah,
just
that's
sell
it.
some
Someone's
super
got to take the
folks.
fall. It's not terrible, but
But-
it's also not something I'm excited about. But that's
Well,
about
it's padding.
I
It
honestly
is.
would
It's
have-
padding.
Yeah.
I honestly
padding
would
it
have
out.
loved it if Eddie actually just swerved and be like, on second thought, stomps on the chair, actually breaking Omega's ankle, and that way you could actually build up something to Double or Nothing. Or again, knowing it's Eddie Kingston, he'll just do whatever the hell he wants.
all right.
Like, my opinion, probably cuts the best promos ever.
Or close to it.
Yeah.
You also got Ric Flair and Mick Foley and all those people to worry about too. So it's like,
Maybe.
he's up there with them.
Okay, buddy. Top 10.
Top 10. Top 10, I can agree with that. Maybe even top 5. Next match, Chris Statlander versus Penelope Ford.
I thought this might have been my match of the night.
See, I disagree. Like, I like what I saw from Statlander. I guess I'm just not really into Penelope Ford.
Yeah.
Penelope Ford, she is good. Statlander looked great because she had the hot advantage of like her offense looked better, or just especially with the nose boop at the end, that was genius.
Right.
But it was because Penelope is good. She's able to have that good match with the
Right.
opponent because whatever. Penelope over time, she is kind of small. She looks really small, like compared to
Right.
Statlander or just whatever people, whoever else, whatever. So it's kind of hard to buy in, or she. But I've seen her in person and stuff, so I'm just kind of on her team.
Right.
I hope she does well, but at the same time,
And then on the flip side,
Statlander, man, she's a power. Like you can't stand in her way.
you can't stand in her way, but unfortunately, it just seems like It seems like this is just kind of padding because we all know the money match is Britt versus Sheeta right now in the women's division. And yeah. And then Miro attacks Kip Sabian.
This is kind of weird, but
This is
on
kind
the
of
right
weird.
track from Miro.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have the Factory versus the Nightmare Family in a 6-man tag match. Like, again, this was like a filler match. This was a filler match just to bring back Cody at the end. That's all it was. And I like Cody coming back. I thought that was cool. I like how they're trying to elevate. I like how they're trying to elevate those guys. But on the flip side of things, it's like I feel like some of them aren't ready. Like the one they've been hyping up the most, Anthony Ogogo. Like, he wasn't even in the match because I'm assuming he still needs more polish, yet he's been getting more hype than everybody else in the feud. So it's like,
Right.
okay,
Because he's
you
a
can't
big
really,
guy.
you can't really have like I like his character. I like kind of the aura they're building up around him, but like, if he's too green to be put in a 6-man tag match that involves 3 of the most veteran guys in the AEW locker room that can help him out in Dustin Rhodes, Billy Gunn, and QT Marshall, then he's too green to be on TV. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get their logic. You can't really have your cake and eat it too right here.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, like I said, great character, fuck ton of charisma, great look, great background. He's got legitimacy, but it's like, so why couldn't he have been in this match? Why couldn't he have why couldn't he have gotten some experience by having like Dustin and Billy lead him in this match? I don't get it. And finally we get to the main event. Darby Allin versus Preston Vance, 10 of the Dark Order. Really good match, and once again, Darby. I think whoever the
Are we seeing a
TNT
bad boy Darby soon?
we might be. I mean, he was tearing at his mask. He was flipping off the Dark Order. Like, this was... I feel like this kind of happens to everybody who wins the TNT title, because at, like, the end of Cody's run, he was starting to display those tendencies, and we're starting to see these tendencies with Darby. Until the very end when Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page attack Sting and attack Darby, and like, okay. So why'd you
Yeah, I honestly I would rather just see Darby just go bad boy. Scorpio and Ethan's like
No. I don't want to see Darby go bad.
No, okay.
Everybody's bad in AEW right now. All the top guys are bad except for Moxley and Cody. Think about that. Kenny, bad. Young Bucks, bad. And Hangman.
She
And
was good.
Hangman. So you need these strong. You need another strong. There's way too many bad guys in AEW right now. So you need more on that side. I just think he needs to lose the belt. I think Miro needs to be the champion. Miro needs to be TNT champion. And they need to recreate what he did with the U.S. title in WWE, because that was something that was very well done with Miro, Rusev, whatever you want to call him. But I mean, it was a good match. Like Darby Allin is consistently one of the best guys in wrestling. He's like, him and Shingo Takagi are like in my 1 and 2 for Wrestler of the Year right now. But
What?
yeah.
Well, this
So
one, like I said, I was bored. I went to the store because I was like, I already know Darby's gonna 10 isn't gonna win. 10, the number 10 is not gonna win the TNT champion. Like,
but it was a good match and it
I'm like,
elevated Tim
yeah.
though.
but at first they had like 15 minutes, I think maybe, and it just first 5 minutes I was like, dude, like, and so I went to the store, came back, and then when I came back, then the beatdown was happening with Sting and stuff. So I was like, okay, something happened, or catch up, whatever. When I watched it again, I was equally as bored. I was just like, I just don't. Yeah, it elevates people, or whatever. But can we get more like legitimate competitive? Like, can they bring up something? But and to use him maybe for Darby launching as more heel by ripping his mask, that works. But at the same time, I'm like, I mean, might as well fuck Nick and win in that match. You know he's not going to win, but it's like it might be just as much of a pop.
I mean, it's sometimes you gotta do that though.
This
Like
is the
since
only match I didn't like. Only match of the episode I didn't care for. But like my whole thing too was like this is just another great episode of Dynamite too. Next week, I'm super stoked because of what's coming. And
right,
how are they going to do it? By the way, they're going to go to a new arena. They have to, right?
maybe they'll have it on the field.
Oh,
I don't
that'd
know.
be crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea because that was the whole thing. They had to wait off for they canceled the first one because they couldn't get the arena they wanted or whatever because it has to have the special permit for the hanging thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We will find out. Hopefully they do it better than the fucking death match. So last thing to talk about tonight is so spoiler warning, flashing spoiler. If you have not seen SmackDown yet and do not wish to be spoiled, do not wish to be part of the speculation, and do not wish to talk about this, please turn off the video and come back once you have seen it. I'm going to give you a countdown. 10, 9,
Show with your
8,
fingers so people can see.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what might have been, maybe not match of the year, but it's in my top 3 right now. Roman Reigns defeated Daniel Bryan on SmackDown to end his career. Lots of speculation. It was just specified it was his SmackDown career. There's lots of speculation that it's
Leaving the company.
well, there's speculation might be going to NXT. There's speculation that WWE has worked out some deals with MLW. Bryan is quoted in saying that he wants to work for other promotions while in WWE.
I also heard about a New Japan rumor.
That will not happen. I mean, if that happens, cool, but I've not heard that.
So he debuts in NXT on Thursday.
Either debuts in but that's the discussion. Nothing I can say can do this match justice. It's a damn fine match. Like I said, for right now, I'd say it's number 3. I'd put it behind only Walter and Ciampa and Britt and Thunder Rosa. Like that's how good of a match it was.
How many minutes did that?
His pay-per-view length, pretty much. It's long.
You got a 40-minute match.
I don't know, 40 minutes.
If you give Bryan 40 minutes, 30 minutes on TV, you're going to get guaranteed a good match. Like, it doesn't matter who he's with.
Touche. Oh, yeah. But it's a great match. But like, here's the thing, what do you think is better suited for Daniel Bryan? Do you think it's better suited that he just leave? Do you think it's because obviously it's kind of like what else is there for Bryan to do? I don't think he's gonna go to AEW. So let's just keep that off the table. Let's not even entertain that. But
I'd say honestly, just
NXT.
What you've done with the WWE, I really don't think of anything more for him on WWE.
I think other than maybe go to NXT.
Maybe.
Do some NXT. Work with those guys. Work with, your Karrion Kross. Walter. Hey, send him to NXT UK to wrestle Walter.
Don't. He's got 2 kids. If anything, I picture him staying with WWE because he has got a family now and he needs the money. Whether he wants to be a world champion again, whatever, he's getting older. He's got injuries. Having him versus Walter sounds like that is prone for injury.
That's
fair. Like
Angle
think Lesnar. If you're gonna bring up new guys, bring up new guys. If you have a passion for the business, that's probably what you want to do anyway. Or maybe you just coach in the back, or God forbid he's gonna be an announcer. I hate when they just we have nothing for you to be an announcer.
Right.
But I mean, honestly,
Why was
Brian, if
SmackDown
Brian
general
doesn't do
manager
shit,
again?
oh
No.
god, no.
He
Just
hated
put on
that.
a
He went on
three-piece
record
suit.
saying he hated that.
Put on a three-piece suit like Sonya, and you're automatically a general manager for no reason.
Right.
But it's like, honestly, dude, it's Dan O'Brien. Nobody, we can rewatch his highlight years and be like, this is Brian I love and whatever. But if he just stays, it'll be good for him. You know,
Yeah.
that like
I'm just-
literally, he's a family man now and stuff. So it's more than what I want. Of like, oh man, can he come back to the Indies and light it on fire again? Who cares, man? He's a kid with fucking the Bella girl. He's got shit to do. Like let him live out his old years or what he wants to do.
Right. I don't know. I
And
think
Punk doesn't have kids. Let him come back to be like face Walter and get broken.
I don't give two shits if CM Punk comes back or not. That's that. There's more crucifixion ammo for the internet tonight. But I'd like to see him go to NXT just because I want to see him and Karrion Kross. Him and Finn Balor would be great. You know,
Balor's just that senior who won't graduate. Who still
Right.
like wants to hang out. What are you still doing? Dude, aren't you like 19?
yeah, pretty much. But I don't know. Like Daniel Bryan is about like at this point, you know, he's had 2 WrestleMania main events. He's had, you know, several title reigns.
Multiple title runs.
Multiple title runs. His own belt. You know, there's nothing
And
for him to be on the main roster. Daniel Bryan.
He's gonna be a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan is also somebody who's very like gets fulfillment out of wrestling itself. So I can see Daniel Bryan willingly going to an NXT or willingly, if these MLW rumors are true, willingly going to MLW and going back to like the indies that WWE want to work with. Just because he's like, hey, I want to wrestle those guys. Like, at this point, Bryan has reached the peak of like what a professional wrestler can do, and now he can just do whatever he wants for fun. His equivalent. I'm gonna have a reference. It's gonna be lost on everybody but me and Easy right now. It is the equivalent of what Tony Stewart has done in racing.
Yeah.
Tony Stewart has won 3 NASCAR championships, an IndyCar championship, a dirt racing championship, and now he just goes and runs races for fun when he wants. Oh, hey, here's a dirt track in Kentucky. I want to run there. Oh, there's a fucking dirt track in Oklahoma. I want to run there. Oh, there's a short track in you know, Oklahoma City, or there's a short track in California. I want to run there. I'll enter a car. I'll pay for it myself.
And he's done everything except win the Daytona 500.
But
There's a landing strip on the girls in California. I'm going there.
yeah, pretty much. But he wants to drag race now. He's learned how to drag race. He is like literally just like, I've done everything there is to do. I can race.
He's literally trying to be Mr. Perfect.
He kind of is of racing. But like Tony Stewart,
I never liked him as a kid.
I never liked him, but I mean, like, I'm just saying in general. You know, he has the right. He's done everything there is to in NASCAR, and now he can just race whatever he wants, whenever he wants, for whoever he wants, and that's that's where I see Daniel Bryan now. He can go wrestle wherever he wants. If he wants to go to Raw, God forbid, and do that, sure. If he wants to go to NXT and help develop those guys, good for them. If he wants to go to whoever the WWE is working with, if he wants to go to the UK, if he wants to go to Mexico, Bryan can do it. Bryan has made his money, and he's achieved all of his goals, so now he can just go out and have fun, if he so chooses.
Yeah, but I can see him doing another 5-year, 3-year contract easy. Of just living out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see him doing another 5-year contract and just staying in NXT the whole time, and him and Finn being the, hey, we're gonna put you against arguably the 2 best guys in our company before you go to the main roster. Like, what a way to prime somebody. I mean, this isn't a debate for how they use the main roster. We all know it's shitty. We all know the call-ups suck. But give them that run against Bryan or that run against Finn. Hey, that's how you prep a star.
Yeah, that's true.
And Yeah, that is definitely check out that match if you haven't. We've already spoiled it, but it's still worth checking out because it's that damn good. And yeah, that is the show this week. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Always off when we gotta do these on Fridays. It's weird, but I appreciate everybody for coming and bearing with me, coming in on Friday. We will be back to Thursday next week. Will be a Thursday show next week. And if you are in the Southern Illinois area and you are looking for something to do, check out Stride Pro Wrestling in Carterville, Illinois tomorrow night. I will be there. I was at Anna Fight Underground in Anna, Illinois last night. I'll be at Stride Pro Wrestling tomorrow night. Check it out. Great promotion. A lot of great guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content. Not just from the world of pro wrestling, from the world of anime, gaming, comic books, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages. Facebook.com/AthleticGeekA9. Twitter @Athletic_Geek9. Instagram @AthleticGeekA9. And if you'd like to help this channel out financially, I am on Patreon. Patreon.com/AthleticGeekA9. Eric said he's got some Hangman and Orange Cassidy shirts for sale on Macari. Definitely go buy those. The man's moving. He needs help moving shit, so check that out.
You need this stuff flashing on the screen like one of those. It's all for sale. It's crazy. I want to be here. Look at me. I'm on that.
And you know what? Hey, tell you what. I can get that on there. I can make the flashy stuff. If you support me on Patreon, I can hire someone to help me when I do my live streams, and they can put the flashy stuff up with a better program and a hire. So if you want flashy stuff...
And those videos that would make us say, we're going live in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. We play some elevator music. Be like, we're going to be here.
Yeah. If you hit me if you want to improve the channel, that improves the channel. Get me up on Patreon.
We want your money, people. We want your money.
More bionic robot arms have been
Money.
You need a
No,
third robot.
I appreciate the support, but if you would like those things, Patreon is the way to get those things. Easy, you got social media to plug?
Yes, I do, guys. You can find me at Eric Zarens. Shout out to the amazing Podcast Wrestling Federation. If you're also a huge fan of auto racing, please follow me at The Racers blog. We talk everything from Formula E, IndyCar, Formula One, NASCAR, just anything motorsports as long as it's got some wheels and an engine. I'm going to talk about it. I was supposed to do Texas this weekend. Literally, I was going to leave tomorrow, but unfortunately, I had to cancel that. But so, here's hoping, next year when the world just finally gets back to normal, I would do some racing trips. And especially, head to the St. Louis area to check out IndyCar at Gateway.
And bring NASCAR to Gateway, cowards.
Yeah, well, we have the trucks, but yes, please.
Bring the Cup Series to
Cup
Gateway.
Series needs to expand more. Cup Series needs more expansion tracks.
Yes, they do. But for EZ, we've talked so much racing, we've alienated half our fans. But for EZ and Eric, I'm the Athletic Geek. We're just marks, and we're out. Have a good one.
Good night.